Welcome back to another segment of Behind the Scenes of the Waltons. Today I'm going to be concluding my conversation with Tony Becker, who played Drew Cutler on the Waltons. Please welcome back, Tony.
Plus, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll look back at some of the stuff I was fortunate to do and wonder, how did I do that? How did I even remember that? Now at this stage, I spend half the morning looking for my coffee cup. How am I going to remember those words?
And you have your arm, so this is shoulder, that's the sling that's on?
Yeah, that's, I'm a carpenter, and my shoulders have been torn for like 15 years. I just can't afford to take 6 weeks to be in a sling. So finally, I had planned on September 26th to get my right shoulder done, because I can lift it if I kind of go like that. I can't, and this is my good shoulder now. So that week, my birthday weekend, September 14th is my birthday. So on the 13th, I went motocross riding with my daughter and her boyfriend and had an incredible ride. It's a trail ride, but just rode as well as I've ever ridden. It was really fun to be where I'm at in life and have that happen. And matter of fact, I told them, I said, we were sitting there, all these young 21-year-olds. I said, listen, you guys, words like awesome and epic and, outstanding, they're overused. However, this day today is an epic day for me. I will always remember riding with my 21-year-old daughter and her boyfriend and riding that well and having this much fun on the perfect day up in the mountains. And I even told Dylan, I said, maybe I don't want to get my surgery because I don't want to miss these days. And so I was thinking, maybe I'll push it. And we get on this next trail and I just set sail. I have a great ride. On the way back, I realized my daughter's not there and one of the other guys isn't there. And just me and her boyfriend. And I said, well, we better go find out if they crashed. We start riding a little over our heads. I back off. I go, you can't help anyone if you're hurt. So I'm riding really calmly. And I just kind of miss one turn, but I don't fall. I go to put my foot down. I go, I got to lay the bike down. Just set it down. When I go to put it in my left arm, the left arm just drops to my side. All the tendons just came apart. So the body has a way of saying he's not getting out of the surgery. We're doing one or the other. Long story short, but yeah. So that, and it wasn't from a crash or anything. It was really from all the years of construction. I just, as my doctor says, you just wore them out, and that's all there is. So I do this arm, and another 3 weeks in this thing, and then therapy, and then in it'll be about 2 months, 2.5 months, I'll do the other shoulder.
Well, I'm sorry that the shoulders, but it gave us this opportunity to actually finally connect, because you said, well, you can't be doing all of what you're normally doing. So
I'm home.
I could snag you for.
I know. And it's been, I go to work. I go to work whistling. I sit in traffic. I go into Hollywood, working on the same street I grew up on. It's like I can't get off the street. Everybody needs some work done, and I'm just not 19 anymore. It's like it's not as I love the work, but I'll be happy with my shoulders if they stop hurting. That'll be great. Otherwise, we're good to go. I felt like last year at the same time, I felt like I was really turned a corner. I was in really good shape, and well, it just comes and goes. Like I said, the weight loss program was great.
Yeah, it's a tough way to do it, but at least you always look on the bright side, and so that's
there
always are those.
Yeah, you got to. I think it takes more energy to be negative than be positive. Maybe not. Maybe it's easier to be negative. There's a lot of people like that. It just doesn't work for me. We've had so the whole thing on time on the Waltons, and then all of the gatherings we've had since. I always get jealous when I see you guys doing one and I'm out there. I'm like, I want to go. And I always, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I couldn't go. I was doing this, I was doing that.
Yeah.
I just, they're so much fun. Our debriefs at the end of the night, those are the best.
They are. Those are the best. Yeah.
They're the best. I mean, I tell people, I say, you can't imagine how nice the cast is. And they're asking about you guys. You guys are just who you are. And and I found out with, the guys that I did tour duty with, they really came together for me when I was not well. And I don't know, maybe it's for me. I think it was just an insecurity. I was afraid that I better just stay in my lane, show up, do the best I can and get out of there because I don't want anyone to. And it doesn't have to be like that at all. There's other people you work with where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do that again. They're just tough. When we were doing Tour of Duty, and I remember around 2:30 in the afternoon, we were done on Saigon Street. And the next thing we had to do was at night. And they said, okay, well, we're just going to have to wait for the sun to go down before we get this. And the grips got up and they said, what, you want night? Give us half an hour. They had been waiting. They had it all set up. They had cables and stuff. Just boom. Half an hour later, it was nighttime.
Where did you shoot that show?
We did 1 year in Hawaii and then 2 years out here out of where the chicken ranch was out there off of 126. They used to call it the old chicken ranch, but it's an old, just an area where they used to shoot Baba Black Sheep shot.
Okay.
We just a lot of green paint. Instead of truck.
Because it's not very green out there.
Instead of truck, we'd just go out just painting everything green all day.
Wow. I know one of the big sort of disappointing things with the show was the relationship between Elizabeth and Drew, that everybody always wanted that opportunity to see. Couldn't they have done one more special where they got married and couldn't, that was kind of one of those unresolved, like we didn't put a bow on that one.
Yeah, no, it would have been nice. And as I look back at the reunion shows that we have done, they were fun. They were a blast, and I would love to have. And then when they do a reboot of the show,
they tried.
It's hard to do.
You did produce a show.
I did a show. I did a show. What happened was I've been out in the outdoors all my life, right? So I always had to off-road truck or something. And when I was doing Tour of Duty, I ended up racing racing with a guy. Dave Shop was his name. Great guy.
What kind of racing was it? Like
it's like the Baja 1000 and desert racing in these trucks that are $500,000 to $1 million, and they're pretty quick and it's a lot of fun. It's the most fun I've ever had in my life, but that's just me sitting next to your buddy doing 100+ miles an hour, outrunning the helicopter. It's the best. It's just great. It looks really, really scary from outside, but in the car, it feels pretty safe.
So you produced a show about that?
I did a show for Four Wheeler magazine for the four-wheeler, I guess. Yeah, it's Four Wheeler. And I didn't produce it so much that I was there. They said, hey, when do the show? I said, I'm a SAG actor and I don't want to go against my union, but you can put a camera behind me because I know all these guys that go rock crawling and off-road and all this. Some really great guys. Walker Evans, who we just lost this year, and all the Currys and all these really great guys and really neat equipment and stuff. So we just did that, and it was a lot of fun. Get people more involved, talk to people in the middle of nowhere. It's like any industry. Everyone's got their story. Yeah. It was fun doing that. It was different. It was a different experience because it's you can't take any of the Hollywood stuff to that because it would be arrogant to think you can. You can just kind of go, yeah, let's do what we can do, guys, and try to tell a good story. But
what were your favorite projects to work on over the years?
I do have a real fondness of, even on the Waltons we did it, but on the Oregon Trail, that was with Rod Taylor and Charles Napier and Deborah Carr.
My first film, the first thing I did that got me, I think, my SAG card, maybe it wasn't, but anyway, the first was a movie that Rod Taylor was a star of.
Oh, really?
7 or 8 years old, the movie Hotel.
Oh, wow. How
he
cool.
rescued me from an elevator.
Wow, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. I learned a lot from Rod Taylor. He would say, I am sorry, guys, that's on me. Let's do it again. I am so sorry. He'd really be apologetic. He wanted everything to be perfect. He wanted to get the guys home early. He was a good guy. I played his son, but I remember in Flagstaff, Arizona, getting in the van at 6 a.m. and driving out to the smell of sagebrush in that. I remember that so vividly. That was the best. That's why the cowboy thing, all I ever wanted to be was a cowboy actor.
Did you ever do celebrity rodeos?
I did a bunch of them. I won the 2 I was in. I won them both. But I didn't win anything very difficult. I did the Ben Johnson Celebrity Rodeo. I got 2 buckles.
That a few times.
I got 2 buckles for team penning.
Okay.
the cowboy thing was always really fun for me.
Yeah, we probably knew a bunch of the same guys, from that, because I did 3 or 4 different ones.
The Waltons for me, and I was there, if you guys were there this much, I was there this much. And it was huge. It was a huge part of my life to be right there from high school and the game would come on Friday and coach wouldn't put me in. I go, Coach, what's going on? You missed practice. I was doing the Waltons. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, get in there. Tell Hershey he's out. And I mean, it was literally, that's the way
Wow.
it went. And it was pretty funny, pretty wild, different time too, because we could just drive on the lot, now that's all different.
Yeah.
What's interesting for me now at this point in my life is how the relationships that I have with you and everyone on the cast, and then all the other jobs that I've been fortunate enough to do. And they really are. It really is amazing. It's like Robert Fuller played my dad in Tour Duty, and it was the best scene. And when I talk to him, it's like we're family.
Yeah.
I call him, and it's just love you, buddy, love you too. Talk to you later. I mean, it's just amazing the friendships you get, and these were all idols of mine. I mean, like guys like Ralph Waite really was an idol of mine. I mean, I'll never forget him in Cool Hand Luke, and you'll never forget him. Not that I thought the movie was any good, but in Cliffhanger, when he gets out of the helicopter and his blue eyes, and he's so honest, and he says what's going on or whatever, that you just like, he is the most real actor in that whole thing, and he's in there for 2 seconds. But it's beautiful business to be in, and
Yeah.
I look forward to
Great people.
I just wanted to be an actor. I didn't want to direct. I didn't want to write. I just wanted to be an actor. Only because that's the best job there is anyway, because, you go in and get out. But then as you get older, you go, yeah, I could put one of these together. I could see that, and but it's like I said, late bloomer, slow learner, as you can see with all my injuries, slow learner. I'm just figuring it out at 62. So I better have another 30 years. I got a lot of stuff I just now figuring out.
But you've lived a very full life and you've enjoyed it. And isn't that what you want to be able to say at the end of it?
It's been a blast. So when my daughter was born, I sold my motorcycle and I sold this really wild rock crawler that I built. I had no inhibitions. It was like, the kid, go, I did it all. I've done it all. I just want to be with them. Guys would say, hey, let's go do something this week. I said, what, and leave this little girl home? No way. I'm going to stay with my family. And so it all happened all right. I mean, and now that I'm getting my shoulders fixed, I'll be the bionic dad. So hopefully I'll come back around.
So I really do thank you so much for coming and joining me and talking about your life and your career and sharing with the fans. And, the show means so much to all of them, as you've seen and experienced from doing some of the reunions that I know they've been asking if you were going to be there. I keep going, yeah, we're talking about it. We just haven't been able to pin down a date. So,
and I'm sorry, that's all my fault. I love doing this. I would anytime, I just, like I said, been a little bit up and down lately, but if I'm not at work, I'm pacing the floor, but no, I loved it. I love the people we run into when we do get to do some of the reunions and get together with people across the country. It's truly amazing. It really, there's not one downside to it. It's been great. And thank you for bearing with me.
It has been such a treat to have Tony here to talk with me about his life before the Waltons, after the Waltons, and just everything else going on with him. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time for more behind the scenes of the Waltons and more Ask Judy. Thanks for watching.